How's it going, everybody? My name is Iron Pacifist, and welcome back to my Level 3 Ironman Combat Restricted Progress series. In the last episode, we got 92 runecraft, cashed out a whole bunch of GOTR points, were never lucky, even a little bit, and prepped for some herb lore. In this episode, the plan is to go all the way, 99 herb lore. That's the plan at the start of this. We'll see if I get burnt out before then, but that's the goal. So to facilitate that, what I've done is drawn up a little bit of a plan, and we're going to start this video by talking about that plan. So don't worry, I'm not going to put this on the screen for too long, but I have made a spreadsheet of the plan. So this shows a couple of things. So one thing is that we need another 1.3 million, or no, is that 1.3 million? Yes, 1.3 million thieving XP. And with 1.3 million thieving XP, that will give us another 814k herb lore XP, which if you add that into what I already have in the bank in seeds and herbs, will give us 7.44 mil, which is about 20,000 less of what I need, but I'm not factoring in for cleaning herbs here. So I'm not too worried about that. I'll get that extra 20k from cleaning herbs. So that's one thing that I need to do is 1.3 mil thieving XP, and the other thing is secondaries. Over on the right side, I have calculated an estimate. This is an estimate because I haven't finished farming yet, of how many secondaries I need. So the big ones here that I really have to go after are the fungus, the spider eggs, and the Zammy wines. The rest of those are pretty much super fast or super passive. So I think that's what we're going to start with, is doing farming, and in between farm runs, I will be doing either Master Farmer, which is easier to do if I'm on mobile or if I'm on my laptop where I can only run one client, or if I'm on my desktop where I can multi-box more easily, or multi-client, not actually cheating by multi-boxing, multi-client more easily. Then I'll be collecting red spiders eggs and Zammy wines, because those two, the method requires multiple clients at the same time, and we'll be going through those methods and I'll be showing them off to you guys. How we do those, and the Mort Myre Fungus. That is also a very interesting method on a level 3 Ironman. So stay tuned, and next up we'll be going over the methods of those. And don't worry that the umps aren't done. They were done at the end of last episode. I'm recording a bit out of order just for my own sanity, because I've pivoted into this new strategy. So don't worry too much about that. So that's the plan. So let's go take a look at what our methods are going to look like for these secondaries. So I think the first secondary that we're going to gather is the red spider's eggs, because we need the least of them, and they're also a pretty quick one. The method's a bit complicated at the beginning, but to set up, but once it's set up, it's pretty straightforward. And then collecting them is very quick. So we come over here to Forthos, and you see all these red spider eggs spawned. I have them marked, and you also see these level 75 temple spiders, which are aggressive and will absolutely kill me very, very quickly. And the bank's right over here. I walk to the bank, although if you have excessive Xerix tally charges, you can tally there to get to the bank a little bit quicker, although I don't really have much of an excess, so I walk. So the first thing that we need here is 2 alts. So I've got my main and my group Ironman over here. And the only thing that the alts need is 43 prayer and a whole bunch of prayer pots. So you could make these alts yourself pretty quickly. If you make them normal accounts, you can get the 43 prayer on them. You can get and then just buy prayer pots on them, fund them from another account, and you can get those very quickly. So I'm going to drop in on my 2 alts, and what I'm going to do is aggro all of the spiders. And we need 2 of them because there's too many spiders. Their aggro range, they'll de-aggro if you get too far from their spawn points, and you can't aggro all of them with 1 account. So I'm going to aggro all of those real quick, and then I'll hop in on my iron, and we'll see what that looks like. Alright, everything is nice and set up in rotation now, so let's go over what that rotation looks like. You're probably going to want to be stammed pretty much all the time, because you're running all the time. Even with full graceful, you will run out of run energy pretty quickly. So here's the I've got all the spider eggs marked, and at this point, it's very simple. You just run in a circle and pick up the spider eggs. They don't respawn quite fast enough, so you do get some dead time in between laps, which is kind of annoying, but not much that can be helped there. And you can see all of the spiders are aggroed onto my 2 accounts here. So the location where these stand is not tile specifically important, but it is fairly important that they're spread roughly in this position. I mean, you can mark these tiles and they'll work for you, because not all of the temple spiders will aggro. If you try to get all these guys up here, they'll wander away. And another key important fact to note is that all of the spiders need to be in melee distance so they can attack your 2 tanks. If they're not, if they're stacked up in a line, you will sometimes find that they will attack your skiller as it runs past. So I find usually for the first 2 or 3 minutes, once they're aggroed onto the tanks, they won't leave. So what you're going to want to do is in that first minute or 2, while they're stacked up in a line, just go run back and forth in that line. Kind of if you've ever done dancing with monkey madness tunnels for chinning. You know, it's pretty simple. Just stand here and just run back and forth between these 2 tiles. And if there's a line of spiders here, it will slowly form down into a single tile there. And they'll all get a melee distance, and then they won't switch aggro onto the skiller as your skiller runs past them. And then that's pretty much it. I recommend setting up a low prayer point notification, which is that little boop you can hear sometimes, because these accounts will die pretty much instantly because they have so many spiders on them if they run out of prayer. And then as soon as they die, your skiller will die pretty much instantly because they can hit over 6 and it's multi, so you will pretty much instantly get stacked out on the skiller if one of the tanks dies. And that's pretty much it. That's the rotation. Run around the room 2 times. We'll fill up your inventory 2.5 times, and then we run up to the bank here. Like I said before, if you are willing to use Xeric's Talisman charges, you can teleport over a little bit closer to the bank. It'll save you a little bit of time and a little bit of run energy. I just have just barely enough Xeric's Talisman charges to finish 99 Herblore and finish all my farm runs, and I don't want to waste them and then have to go back to Stone Chest to get more charges later, so I'm just gonna walk for now. It's not that big of a difference. It's still around 500 eggs an hour, and we only need around 2,000. So that's it. That's the method. That's the rotation. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna try to stack up all the spider eggs that we need for 99 Herblore. And with this farm run, that is going to complete, based on our spreadsheet, all of our farmable secondaries. The limpwort and the snapegrass are done. So those are very nice. Just the grinding secondaries now to go. Still working on those spider eggs. And this will be the last inventory of spider eggs up to 1800, meeting our goal. That's another secondary down. I did change the setup a little bit here. I switched to a crafting cape and using the Xeric's Tally. So I crafting cape to the bank, Xeric's Tally back. That saved me about 45 seconds per lap, which was nice. And I also forgot to put prayer gear on my tanks originally, so they were chewing through prayer pots pretty quickly, so I did that, and that helped me interact with those a little bit less, but that's all done now. Next secondary we're going to go for, we need about 1,000 more Wine of Zamorak, so let's go look at what that method's going to look like on a level 3 iron. Oh, I was just doing a farm run, and before we get to the Zammy Wine, just wanted to show that I was doing compost runs, and that should be all the compost that we need for all the seeds that we need for 99 Herblore, which is very nice to not have to make compost anymore. So here we are at the Chaos Temple, just north of Falador, where you would normally telegrab these Wines of Zamorak. Now, right now, I obviously don't have telegrab. I'm a level 3, and you can't just take it because this guy will attack you. So I've got my main here in combat gear, and I'll also show you, you may notice he's not wearing Zammy robes. You can only need to wear those to climb up the ladder. Once you're up, you can switch into combat gear, which is what I've done just to make killing a little bit more accurate. So we're going to kill this guy, and something that a lot of people probably don't know is that when he's dead, I can just go on my skiller and pick up this wine right off the table. That's it. You take 1 damage, and I forgot food. You should bring food with you. But that's it, and you're going to hop between worlds. I usually find 3 worlds is enough, so I will hop with my main between 3 worlds, killing the Zammy monks, and I'll hop right behind him on my skiller, picking up the wines. And that usually works. The monks also stay dead for 2 or 3 minutes. They have a pretty long respawn, so it's nice that you don't have to kill them every single time. And that's pretty much the method. This is about 300 wines per hour. And we're just going to keep hopping between worlds. And I usually put timers on the side for my main so I can see when the monks are going to be respawning, so I don't accidentally pick up a wine right before they spawn and then they kill me. And that's about it. So I'm going to be hopping around, killing monks, picking up wine. I might switch to a melee setup. This blowpipe is not doing very well for me. I used a melee setup last time and the kills were pretty quick. I was often one-shotting the monks, so I will probably switch back to that because this range setup that I tried this time is not working so well. But that's it. You can see I hop back to 523, the monk's still dead, and I just hop between these 3 worlds. And that's it. Oh, I guess I'll talk about one more thing, is getting here and banking. I'm going to bank a little early just because I forgot to bring food. But we are going to... I use the concave to tele to the house, pool to restore run energy, and then we glory over to Edgeville to hit the bank. Into the bank, we will drop off our wine, and we will withdraw, I think I used 4 pieces of tuna, I can't remember, maybe 5, and then we teleport to Taverley with the concave. I had to complete the easy Follador diary for this, but there is a agility shortcut right here. And maybe one day I'll talk about how you do the easy Follador diary, because you have to kill a duck without XP. But that's pretty much it. Once you have that diary complete, you just use the shortcut here, hop over, and then up the ladder. And that's the rotation. Alright, I'm over here at the Feldep Hills Hunter Expert, gathered with a few friends, because I'm about to get 99 Hunter, birdhouses only on this account. So I've got a little lamp in my inventory so that we can do this in the middle of the jungle. And let's do 99 Hunter. Got the music on. Oh, yes. That feels very nice to be done finally. Birdhouses only, 99 Hunter on the level 3 Ironman. And now back to our regularly scheduled Zammy Wine. Well, I'm not very smart and I almost forgot to, do the emote. That's the whole point of doing the party here, so there we go. There's the little 99 Hunter emote. Finally done. And now to stick this cape in the bank and never use it, because the teleport on it is trash. So in between all of this secondary grinding, sometimes I'm not able to multi-log, and when I'm not able to do that, I come here to the Master Farmer. And I now have 9,850,000 thieving XP, which is the goal I set. That means that I have all of the seeds that I need for 99 herb lore, which is pretty awesome. So I'm going to, I've done the math on the herb seeds, but I have not done the math on what is in this seed box. So we're going to see if we hit the 100k onion seed stack, or if that stack will forever be yellow, as I don't intend to ever come back to gaining seeds on this account. And very sad, only 13k onion seeds in that grind. We will be stuck at 85,000 yellow stack on that, but some pretty impressive seed stacks in the bank nonetheless, I think. And this inventory of Zamorak wine will put me at 5,000 Zammy wine. You can see a lot of these seed stacks are at 0. I have been grinding through those seeds we got from the farmer. Went a little bit over on that because that is all the dwarf weeds we should ever really get on this account, so but that's okay. We are done with the Zammy wine on this build. So that just means that the only secondary left, because you can also see during my kind of slow and AFK times, I collected all the Eye of Newts I need, and I collected all of the volcanic ash I need. I've calculated these based on how many seeds I have in the bank, obviously, since I'm not totally done there with the farming. But that means that the only secondary left to get is the Mort Myre Fungus, which is a long one. It is a very, very long one, and a bit of an interesting method. So let's head over to not Morytania, to Fossil Island, and we're going to look at what the Mort Myre Fungus method looks like on a level 3 Ironman. Alright, we are over here at the swamp in Fossil Island, near where the Solosept trees are, because that is how we get Mort Myre Fungus. There is a small chance. I have done the math on it before, because the wiki doesn't have it. It just says uncommon. And according to my estimation, it's about a 1 in 16 chance of getting a Mort Myre Fungus every time you chop one of these Solosepts, which makes it about 25 fungus per hour, which is not very much when you need close to 5,000. So this is going to be a long one, but here's what the setup looks like. So our inventory, we've got an axe, can't equip that, obviously, don't have the strength, the attack level for that. A rake to get through the swamp, Nummilite. You're just going to get this, so I keep one in the inventory as a placeholder because you're going to get a few hundred as you go, just so you don't have to drop it all the time. Antidote. There is a tree that can poison you, so you want antidote because it poisons you quite high. I think it's 4s. This is a Guthix Restore. This is the potion that you get from the Shiloh Village. No, the One Small Favor quest. This is an overheal potion, so similar to a Cerebrew, it overheals you for 5 more, because there is a specific tree that hits you for 10s, always. Not a roll, it will hit 10 every time it hits you. So that will 100% kill you on a 10 HP or a level 3, so we need to overheal. Oh, and while I'm explaining this, I'm just going to stun these hoop snakes, because if you stun them, you get to pick them up, and we're going to need those. They're quite important, actually. So that's the Guthix Rest. That is made from, if you don't remember, the One Small Favor quest, tea plus a series of herbs, Guam, Marentil, and Harlander. And we use that instead of something else like a brew or anglerfish, because a brew or an anglerfish overheal you based on a percentage of your HP. And at this HP level, it's not very much. It's only about 2 or 3 HP. But whereas the Guthix Rest overheals you for 5, always 5. So at a higher level, obviously that's not very good, because at 99 HP, brews overheal for 20. But at 10 HP, 5 is much better than the brew's 20% overheal. So we got 8 of these snakes now. We also got a little food, because we're going to take some damage, just normal cakes, nothing special there. And some mushrooms, because after we jump on this bittercat mushroom, if you've ever done Soloseps before, you know that you're going to need these to refill the pool at the end so that you can get back here on your rotations. So the rotation's a little bit slow, so we're not going to do, chop the trees all the way down, but I am going to show you what the rotation looks like as if the tree is chopped down every time. So we'd be chopping this tree normally, and once it goes down, I've marked all of these tar bubbles. These are the tar monsters. If I run too close to these, they will spawn and start shooting me, and they hit for 7s. Those are a roll. It's up to 7, so they can hit 0s and 1s, but 7's a lot on this account, and you can't even eat through that, because if you're spam eating, they will kill you. You have to tick eat that if you pop them up. So what we do, you use a hoop snake on them, and once they shake, you can start moving, and they come up, and you'll see they are passive tar monster now, and that means they will not attack me. This is very important. It's also important to have my own world for this, because if there's other people here, they will pop these tar monsters up, and they will start shooting me. So we used 3 there, and now here's the tree. These 2 tiles are dangerous. If I run on these 2 tiles at 10 HP, this tree can tag me for 10 damage and instantly kill me. So we're going to Guthix Rest up to 15 and run past it. It doesn't always hit, but which is unfortunate, because it's effectively wasting Guthix Rest doses, which are kind of expensive, but oh well. We chop this tree, and then we run back. And this is also what we need the antidote for. This tree will poison me if it hits me. Again, it doesn't hit that often, actually, but you still have to always use the Guthix Rest dose when running past it, whether it hits you or not. Because if you don't use it, like I said, it will 100% kill if it hits you. It always hits a 10. There is no rule. So we're going to stun those two again, and then there's another guy up here that we're going to stun. Sometimes you get unlucky with their movement and they get a little bit too close. I've also marked, all these yellow tiles here are dangerous ones from the mushrooms, but we don't have to worry about these. As long as you path correctly, which means click on the tree, you'll path around these and you'll never have to worry about them. So I'm not, even if I wasn't already at 14 HP, I still would Guthix rest them. I don't know if you saw that there. This tar bubble was over here and then it suddenly snapped here. That's it respawning, which it does sometimes. After you stun it, it will just respawn, which is sometimes very annoying. You can be stunned in the stunned position and then respawn, which is really annoying because it can get you killed. This one here is dangerous as well. So you have two choices here. You can either, from this tree, run back south through this vine and then up, which is a little bit slower, or if you cut this corner, you have to have run on and cut this corner so you're never standing on this tile if you're familiar with pathing in this game. You run from here to here, this tile is never active, so you're never in danger. But if you're walking, or if you step on this tile, or if you're not here, if you're down here, then you'll step on this tile on the way up, and you can get hit and killed if you're not at 15 HP. Or at 11, really. 11 is all you need, but I prefer to be higher, because I don't like sitting at 1 HP, while poisoned, too. And that's the last tar monster. And then up here, if you're familiar with Siliceps, oh, I missed chopping that vine. These are the last two mushrooms. So there's one here, and then one over here, and they always, if you've never done Siliceps, they always go in this rotation. So I've showed you those 6 trees. They always go in those rotations. So you chop one, and then it despawns, and the next one spawns. And then you chop that one, and then it despawns, and the next one spawns. And it's always these 6. It's always this rotation. And once I chop this one, I can go jump on this mushroom. I should already have the 9 mushrooms in my inventory. That's where you get them from, is here. And go back to the start. And that is the how to get Mort Myre Fungus on a level 3 Ironman at 25 fungus per hour. Not a whole lot. So I will be doing that for the next several hours. And I will see you back when I have something interesting to look at in my bank. But I think with that, we're going to call this episode here. I know I said we were planning for 99 Herblore this episode. 99 Herblore is still the goal, but I'm splitting it into 2 episodes just because the fungus is going to take me so long, and I have enough clips for an episode at this point. And I want to get something out to you guys. So, in this episode, we got all of the seeds we needed for 99 farming, all of the secondaries except Mort Myre Fungus. We did a ton of the unfinished potions. And we are set up really well to start going very hard on 99 Herblore. So, next episode, we're going to get that fungus, we're going to get those amylase crystals, and we are going to start making potions and get that cape. So until then, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.